Yo, what is going on, money team? It's your boy JDUN Trades with Team Bull Trading, and I hope you all had a blessed and discipline-filled weekend. We are live and back in action with yet another Sunday watch list where I'm going to break down the exact stocks, levels, and setups I'm watching for this coming week and share them with you to build your confidence, build your conviction, and get you ready to make some money day trading in the stock market. So all that being said, if you guys do get some value from this video, all I ask is you tap in, hit the subscribe button, and if you're trading on funded accounts or looking to become a funded futures trader, make sure you use code JDUN with Tradeify for 35% off all straight to funded accounts, and with Apex for 80% off all evals across the board. Trade up to 20, the most scalable prop firm in the game. Code JDUN will always get you the best possible discounts. That being said, let's get into it. Now, looking at this weekly chart in NQ, we have an aggressive buy candle to the upside that also made a new all-time high. So there's a few things that you have to know when you're trading at all-time highs. The first thing is stop trying to time the top. We're making new all-time highs with volume for a reason. This market is strong. It's been resilient to tariff news, to war news, to political madness, and everything in between. So when the market is trending up, we look for uptrending setups with the occasional downtrend day where we can capitalize on the downside as well. So the first thing I want you guys to mark out for this week is the previous all-time high at 22,440 area. Now around here, I will be watching for a pullback to bounce intraday at this area or in the zone because it's going to be an area of high interest for buyers across the board. We aggressively moved up. We had high aggressive buying volume. Buyers are very aggressive. So I'll be looking for a slight pullback to go long in this area as a day trade all the way down to this 233 area. It's pretty wide range, but anywhere in the zone, if we can find some footing, should be a good spot for a higher low in terms of the weekly perspective. We don't have a lot up here. We can watch whole cycle numbers, 23,000, 24,000. Those give good reference sometimes if you get confirmation on the lower time frames. But for the most part, to the upside for rejects, we can only watch for whole cycle numbers with intraday confirmation. We go to the daily chart here. We don't see a lot different. Same deal as well, right? Not a lot different. We can watch for this 22,440 in this zone, but besides that, not a whole lot. Now we go over to ES, and we can see the S&P 500 just made a new all-time high as well. Not as aggressive, but it did make one. So we can also watch the previous all-time high at 6165 for a bounce there. We also have a fair value gap on the daily here as well. So make sure you guys have that level marked. And as a little forward-looking statement, we also do have some individual names on this watch list as well. So make sure you stick around. There's a few individual names I want to talk about that have been doing well, and there may be some opportunity for them. So we will be watching on ES, the S&P, for a bounce around 61.65. We're at 62.23 right now. And the same deal as NQ, guys. You have to watch the whole cycle numbers on the way up because you don't want to be trying to time the tops. But sometimes the whole cycle numbers, 6,300, 6,400, 6,500, will offer some built-in resistance. Sellers kick in. You can find a nice downtrend entry or reversal entry on those setups. So I'll be watching for those bounce levels. If we break structure to the downside, that's where I'll look for downside setups. But for now, my bias is leaning to the upside because we're at all-time highs and we have great volume to the upside. That could change throughout the week. We'll see. And as far as individual names go, the first one I want to look at together is going to be Tesla. Now, Tesla from a weekly perspective, obviously this stock and name is very news dependent, but this looks like a very bearish weekly candle because we had an aggressive wick down, lower close, and a rising selling volume, aggressive sellers. So on this name, I will look for, let me put it this way. I won't look for an uptrend until we break and hold above these wick highs and break this downward structure to the upside. So I'm going to want to see this structure break to the upside before I look at longs or have a long bias. I'd love to see us come make a lower high in this 340 area, break below this low, and move on down to the 300s and beyond. Now, if this ends up being our line in the sand, you could say, we don't end up going any lower from here, we start trending up, I still don't have any interest until we break this aggressive trend line to the upside, and start moving up. The chart looks bearish, but Tesla is a very resilient name to a lot of news, and it takes one tweet of Trump and him, Elon being best buddies, to move up, or them beefing to have an aggressive move down. Right now, with Elon's criticism of the big, beautiful bill, it looks like it's going to be heading to the downside. That's what price looks like, but we'll just have to wait and see what they end up wanting to give us. Another name I want us to have on watch is going to be NVDA. Now, NVDA is at all-time highs. Whenever you have a name at all-time highs, the same thing as SPY and QQQ, NQ, and ES, got to look for those key levels prior to all-time high. So on this, I'm going to look at, let's go here. This previous high at 153, we can watch for a bounce intraday all the way down to this 150-ish area, 150 to 153, for some continuation higher. And again, you can watch the whole psych numbers, but I don't love that as much as I love that on the indices. So I will watch this 153 area for longs. We've had a very aggressive series of candlesticks up, aggressive volume on this weekly all the way up. Let's go see how the daily looks as well. Daily looks strong too. Aggressive moves up over this previous resistance. So I will watch for a move back down here, see if we can pop back up. If we fail these lows right here, or this candle low here at 150, we do have room to this gap fill down at 147. So you can watch that as well. But my bias as of now is to the upside. Another name to watch for pullbacks on that looks pretty good is going to be Netflix, guys. Netflix has been strong, my friends. Strong, strong, strong. Let's go here to the weekly. You guys can see, I mean, this name has just been nuclear with solid volume. So on Netflix, I will watch for some support on this 1250 to 1265. It's a little wide range, but this previous high here, aggressive candle forward, perhaps a little selling, and then a nice next leg up. Let's go to the daily chart, see if that agrees with us as well. Daily chart looks solid as well. So we can slight pullback, move up. This name looks like it has more gas in the tank up to the 1350s and 1400s. So we'll just have to see if it can keep that continuation up. Volume's good. Price looks good. Just got to see if it can keep pushing in that direction you want to see. Next up on our list is AMD. AMD's been cooking too. It's been breaking out of some weekly structures, daily structures, right? Breaking out of that downtrend, higher volume. It still looks like from a weekly perspective, we have more gas in the tank. We look here. How's this trend line been from these lower highs here? Broke above this, right? Broke above this structure. Even if you put it from this perspective, right? No matter how you cut it, AMD's breaking out. So I would be willing to watch for this for a pullback down to maybe whole psych 140. A little lower, find a higher low in here, and then see us continue to break higher. That's what I would personally, ideally, like to see for trading an individual name like AMD. Broke out of this weekly downward structure. Market's got momentum. I'd like to see us pull back a little and then rip up above these highs. We have room to 150s and 160s up here. We have a lot of room to the upside on a name that's much farther than its all-time high versus a name like NVIDIA that's at all-time high. So I'll personally be watching for that as well. And again, just to leave you guys on a positive note going into this week, I want you guys to really focus on discipline. I want you guys to focus on having a plan, coming in, having your position sizing set, having your risk set, having your morning routine set. Everything needs to be set so you can execute without emotion. If you guys can simply do that and focus on the execution part of things, keeping discipline, keeping focused, keeping consistent, you're going to have a lot better results over time. Systemize your process and the profits will come. That's what I want you guys focusing on. Make sure you trade smart, trade safe. Use code JDUN on Tradeify and Apex. I have a free Discord below you can join. A ton of value there, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. God bless. Peace.